Welcome to Season 7 of Paper Talk,
where we share stories about growing and thriving in your creative business.
I'm Quynh Nguyen of Pinkham Hosey.
I'm Jessie Chu of Crafted to Bloom.
And I'm Sarah Kim of Handmade by Sarah Kim.
In this season, we want to explore the evolution of an artist's journey and the growth and struggle of having a business.
Plus, we'll chat with other entrepreneurs and artists to uncover their keys to success.
So get ready to unlock the potential in your creative journey with us.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Paper Talk. Today, we have a bonus round. So a few weeks ago, we reached out to our community to ask if anyone had any questions that we could help answer on our episode. And Sarah got a response.
It was from Hane from Green Paper Co. I think that's what it was for her handle. And the question was how to market yourself as a paper flower artist.
That is
Good
always
question.
I know, such a tricky question. Okay, I'm going to hit it off. I would say you have to know who you are, because I feel like I'm surrounded by other paper artists and your personality is your brand. Because what's easier than to sell yourself? Because you should know more about yourself. I think it is a journey of up and down, trying to figure out what do you like, what do you don't like. But when you make your flowers and put it out there, you attract people that like what you do. And I think it's really important to put a personality out there. Tell people that you're more than just paper flowers. Tell them that you have a dog. Tell them that you love ice cream or that you don't like chocolate. Put some controversy out there. But I think that's where people start to get to know you and you can build your story that follows your branding. How about you, Jessie?
Good one. Yeah, I think it's so important to share your story because we all come from different backgrounds, different experiences. I often forget that people don't necessarily know what you mean by paper flower artist. And so it's so important to share with them images of your work because it's easy for people to have an idea of what, a watercolor artist is or an acrylic artist, but still they don't really know because we all have different styles. So it's so important to point them in the right direction, whether it's on your Instagram feed or it's your website, something that shows what you actually make and shows your style as well, because Quynh talked about that as well. So yeah, show it. I think that's really important. What about you, Sarah?
This is so tricky because I feel like there's so much that goes into marketing yourself. I wish I can just make paper flowers and not have to worry about all the other things.
Right?
But I know, but yeah, you do. You have to almost wear so many different hats. You have to take pictures of your work and be good at it because that's the biggest part of marketing is to showcase your work. And I guess you could showcase your work in person through like craft shows or art shows. But with this day and age, having the internet, you have to know how to post your photos, videos. And I think like you almost have to invest in learning how to use the camera and how to decorate it. I don't know what that means, like flat lays. And there's so much to marketing. And I know we've had past episodes with marketing. So definitely you guys should check out our past episodes. There's so many, right? Like with cameras and then with just marketing in different social media platforms. And I remember our episode about Pinterest because Pinterest was so huge on. Even now, I can't believe I've been sleeping on Pinterest because I use Pinterest like daily, personally. So I think just hitting up the right platforms. And sometimes you don't have to be like personal. Like you don't have to show your face and still be popular and still like market your work without your face. Although I've come a long way with showing myself as an artist. There are people out there, like the biggest one is Woodlucker. Like she hardly really shows up. It's just really her work that says it all, right? On her channel. I just think you have to do the right, like work in taking the right pictures, taking the right videos and putting it in the right places. So I would say, yeah, market yourself.
Yes, it can be very overwhelming when you have to juggle so many different things.
Yeah.
And marketing is such a diverse piece because not only is it in print, it's not only in photos and videos, but blogs is a great way to market too. So if you're a good writer, think about writing about your experience on making paper flowers. That's a great way to market, and it lives forever. And you can pin it to Pinterest, and that's a great way to showcase it. And I think a lot of people do forget about that. And right now, I feel like with AI, you have Grammarly, you have ChatGPT. It can help you write. It can get you started, but don't let it write for you. You need to put your own spin on it. You need to put your personality. And I know that AI is getting more and more recognitions and people are using it more, but don't forget, you are there. Your personality needs to show up and you need to tell your story. It's so important to not get lost in all the new technology because really, what are we doing? We're making things with our hands. And that is not technology at all. That is where our heart comes in and it's showcased in what we make with our hands. And that's what makes us happy. And share that joy with your audience because sometimes with technology taking over the world, people do step back and says, I need to reconnect with what I have right now and show up and tell people and be proud of what you're making because what you're doing right now is so incredibly beautiful and gorgeous. You need to share it with the world.
Yeah, I feel I also do tend to have a priority because this sounds very overwhelming. Like marketing is overwhelming because you have to hit up in so many different ways. But I think at least start somewhere. So if it's going to be on Instagram, then make it a priority and you post it on Instagram. Or if you're going to do it in person locally at your like art shows or like doing classes, then make that your priority. But you have to find one. And I know we had an episode about productivity, but it's also like that. You have to like hone into that specific whatever that is and work on it. For me lately, it's been YouTube and it's been ongoing for me to try to figure out how to grow my YouTube channel. But I've always made like a handful of different excuses. I have to do Instagram, but I have to do this, or I have this and that. So I never really prioritized YouTube. But like this year, I was like, okay, no, I'm going to start with my mind shift on being on YouTube first, and then I'll figure out the rest later. And because of that, I was able to produce 2 videos per week, almost consistently.
Amazing.
And that's a big deal because people might think, oh, 2 videos is nothing. But like on YouTube, 2 videos is like so much work. I told myself that and I was like, okay, I need to like keep to myself 2 videos a week and prioritize my YouTube channel because that's the only way that you're going to actually see growth. Really, you got to focus in on something. And I think in the past, I probably told myself, okay, Instagram is my priority. I want to grow on Instagram. I want to market on Instagram, whatever. Then I really concentrated like everything I was doing. I was like, okay, but what would I post on Instagram? That would be like my question. I think you need to find your priority and then just work on that. Give yourself a few months and tell yourself, I'm going to do this every day on this platform.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
If you feel a bit lonely, because sometimes that happens, especially online, you feel like, I don't know if this is working. Put yourself out there in person because those connections that you make, I think they've been the most motivating, I would say, having people actually talk to me about my work. And those connections are so important because they're the ones who are going to buy from you because it's emotional, right? Buying art is often emotional. So if you're the type that you're sitting on your computer and you're like, I'm not sure if me pinning my stuff is working or my Instagram reels are getting traction, go out there and meet people. Like whether it's a craft show, sign up for a craft show or a demo or go to an art show. Maybe it's somebody else's art show. Yeah. Meet other artists. Talk about your work or talk about theirs. I think you'll feel that you're not alone. And I think that's the most important thing is feeling that you're not alone and feeling motivated and inspired to continue because it can be really hard trying to just wait for things to happen. I think when you're proactive about things, it makes you, it makes me feel a lot better about what I'm doing. I feel like I have a goal, like a reason. Oh, this is why I'm doing it. And those, I wouldn't minimize the importance of those personal connections.
Yes. I literally went out of the way to talk to Quynh in person, and it's been like crazy because we've been through so much just from that. And then being on Paper Talk. And then at the end of the day, even if it's not like for opportunities or anything like that, it's just to have that relationship that we can actually relate. Because when we talk to each other, it's, oh my gosh, yes, that's exactly what I was thinking or whatever. Because I can talk to all my friends or my husband, like, and they will not understand what I'm dreaming up. So to literally just meet someone in person and have that support is, it does benefit you in not just the opportunities, but even the opportunities. Like we've worked on a few projects that we would collaborate with or think of something new or whatever. So I do think, marketing I don't want you to think like you just need to be on Instagram. Definitely. But Instagram was actually my way of connecting with Quynh in person. So there's that too. So I definitely think seeing people in person is so important. And I actually do that through like workshops. So I do teach classes. And then from there, that is marketing because these people know me personally in person through a class. So I feel like that's really important too.
It is so important. Yeah. So to end our little bonus section, we always end it with a life hack. So I'm going to point it to Jessie. Jessie, what life hack do you have to share with us?
It is a hack for recording your videos. When I'm recording my course videos, I don't use any fancy cameras. Maybe I should, but my iPhone does a pretty good job of it and adjusting to lighting and adjusting to perspective. But what I discovered lately was, so in the past, I would have to clear all of my storage in my phone before I recorded because, oh my God, the worst case scenario is you're in the middle of teaching and then you run out of storage space and your video stops and you have no idea it stops recording and you keep on doing it. And then you go back and you look at your recording and you're like, what happened? Half the video's not there because you ran out of space and you had no idea, right? Because your phone's above you. Your phone's above you. So now what I do is I just plug it into my computer using I guess it's a lightning cable or whatever connects your phone to your computer. And then I use QuickTime to record. And I go to QuickTime and I record through the movie setting. And what it does is it reads through my phone and uses my phone to record. And so all my files are then automatically saved onto my hard drive or onto my computer or my iCloud. I can choose where, but essentially not on my phone. So I don't have to worry about that being an issue. So in the case of storage, the cool thing is it doesn't automatically save. So once you stop recording it, you get to choose where it goes. So that means if you run out of hard drive space, you can still upload it to an external, to an external hard drive, just plug one in. But at least it tells you because it tells you that you've run out of space. I can't save it there, but they'll still record the entire thing. Yeah, that's my hack. Check that out.
Oh my gosh.
It's been like a
That's
lifesaver.
a good hack. How about you, Sarah?
Should I have done a video related thing? I'm like, I guess I'll just, piggyback on Jessie. So I guess my hack, I've mentioned this on Paper Talk. I do film things in 4K now, and you can do this on your iPhone as well. And my iPhone 4K quality is on par with my nice camera on the most part. I think there are a couple times where, yes, it will still look fuzzy because it's on the phone compared to a real camera would. But I do film in 4K even on my iPhone. And then I always film now horizontally so that I am mindful to film for YouTube first, because I mentioned that that's my priority right now. And then I always look at my footage in a grid so that I can see the middle point or middle section. That's what I'm going to film for my Instagram. So it is a short form crop that I'll be cropping. And when you think of it that way, you are doing everything all at once. So you do have footage for your YouTube channel. You have footage for your Instagram. And honestly, the quality, I went and got my hair done and I was taking pictures all horizontally, but I cropped it and it still has amazing quality. So you just need to make sure your option is on 4K for your iPhone. And then you can zoom in and it'll not lose that quality, even when it's vertical. So I guess that would be my hack. Just change it up on your iPhone. And then if you do have your camera and you make sure that you're filming in 4K, then you can do that as well.
Okay, I'm going to ride on top of Jessie and Sarah. So when you're filming everything, especially on your iPhone, take a moment before you go to bed or when you have some downtime, go and tag each of your photos or videos. So that way you can easily search for it in the future when you do need it again. I can't tell you how many times I'm like, I think I did it back in June. And you go back, you're like, it's not there. What? Where did I put it? So if you tag it with certain specific keywords and have a list, I keep this in my notes on my phone of all the different keywords that I have. And then I just write some random notes on it as I'm adding things. So that way, if I'm looking for it, I'm like, okay, this is what I put it in. It's been a huge lifesaver for me.
That's a good one because
Yeah.
I just found out that the iPhone, you can search like font or words or font or whatever.
Yes.
So if you're somewhere or like a receipt. So I think my friend said they take pictures of receipts and then you can just look it up later. And I was like, what?
Yes.
You can search
Oh, yeah.
for it? Yeah.
For your business tip, that's a great tip.
Yeah.
Take a photo of your receipts. Either they email it to you or you get a physical copy of it. Write on it who you met, why you're meeting them. Take a picture of it. Put it in an album. That way you can send it to share it with your bookkeeper if you do your taxes later. It'll be all right there. And tag it with people on there because it's so important to be able to have this on hand. You never want to get audited. If you do, at least you have all your information there. This was a really fun episode. We should do more of these bonus episodes, Jessie and Sarah.
Yeah. Send us your questions.
Send us your questions so we can give you these tidbits. And I hope you enjoyed this short little segment, but we hope to catch you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.